Hey guys, Joe here. Today I am here to talk about a temporary shift in the channel. I've explained this a few times in outros and community posts, so some of you might have already heard about this. We are currently experiencing a bit of a content drought on the channel. We have hit a wall when it comes to making our usual Mythbuster format within the games we usually cover, which currently is Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Halo. This actually happens pretty often. Usually we just take a bit of a break from YouTube, but this has led to our channel being incredibly hated by YouTube's algorithm, and while we've never really managed to escape this pit of algorithmic hatred that YouTube has put us in, at least we can try not to make it worse. The usual recommended solution to this Mythbuster drought problem is just to cover different games. And yeah, that is obviously a pretty good suggestion, but the counter to this is it's always very hard to start a Mythbuster series in a game you were not there from the start of. It's not too difficult to learn a new game. I could probably spend a week in Apex Legends and be ready to go with Apex Legends Mythbusters. Probably could do the same with Tarkov, maybe even Fortnite. But the difficult part is knowing what information is relevant or how well known something is by the community. How do we know that the interactions we are discovering this late into the game aren't already known by everyone? We did try this once in the past with Rainbow Six Siege, and like I said, we didn't struggle too much to learn the game, to get to grips with the game. We found a bunch of stuff that we deemed pretty cool and interesting, and when we posted it, to no one's surprise, people were like, yeah, we've known this stuff for months now. It's just very hard to catch up on years of community knowledge. So instead of trying to do Fortnite Mythbusters Volume 1, we have just decided that until we have new content, which from the look of the schedule is going to be Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, and hopefully Halo Infinite's Forge mode, we are just going to ditch our quite regimented upload style and format for a period of time and enter into our first ever silly season. Silly season is going to represent a period of time where, due to a lack of content, we get a bit more experimental with our uploads. I have literally no idea what this will entail. Maybe we try out completely different styles and ideas. Maybe we just continue making Mythbusters but in a shorter, more different format. We don't really know yet. We absolutely intend to keep things to our usual standard of quality, but silly season is going to mark a time where the rules kind of go out the window and we just make whatever we can with whatever we have to work with. The reason I've gone as far to brand this period of time with its own stupid name is because there's a very high chance this happens again. It kind of always happens, honestly. There's always a finite amount of games every year that work with the Mythbuster format, and eventually we get to a stage where we use up the ideas faster than the game can add new content or just brand new games come out. Eventually, we will run out of ideas for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, and ideas for Halo Forge. I mean, I hope this takes some time, but it will happen. It's just inevitable. That's just how it works. And if we get to a point where new games haven't come out yet, well, we'll have to enter into silly season 2023. We've also believed for a while now that DefendTheHouse could really do with like a second form of content outside of Mythbusters, but we do pride ourselves on making content which we deem like original and interesting and to a high quality, and we just haven't really been inspired with the idea, the correct idea. And maybe silly season will be the origins of a new permanent series on this channel, or maybe we just post a bunch of garbage that we would rather forget. We will see. At the time of recording, silly season 2022 will end on October 28th with the release of Modern Warfare 2. That's it, guys. That's all I have to say. The normal content you guys expect, the Mythbuster format, it will all be back in time. We wouldn't be here without it. We know you guys are pretty much all here because of it, and we would never leave it in the dirt. It will be back, we promise. But until then, silly season 2022 begins. It's gonna be a bunch of shit.